Hey guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the water storage system. I've had a video on this before. I've made a couple upgrades. I wanted to show you how it's working now. Maybe you guys can get some good ideas for your own chickens and storing the water and everything. So let me bring you along for it real quick. Alright, so this is the system right here. Basically, it drains into the gutters, which need to be cleaned, and runs through there. And then I put this over it originally to filter out big leaves and stuff, but some of the smaller stuff got through, so I just bought one of these for $1 at the dollar store. Set it under there. Does fine for now. Eventually I want to get some actual screen similar to this, that metal screen. The rooster's kind of loud. Get some metal screening and put it over that, and it'll catch most of everything going through. But yeah, let me show you what I got going on with it. So it drains call in the middle of that. But yeah, so let me show you where we're at. Like I was saying, I'm gonna eventually put a screen on here to filter it out better and catch all the littler stuff. But basically what happens is there's a PVC pipe inside of that, runs up out to here, down through here, all the way out. This is like it's kind of like a check valve. There are fish tank check valves you can get, and they'll they'll work, but in the warm weather they'll freeze and crack open. So I just got this. It seemed to work last winter. It's off of a fish tank drip system. Basically it hooks in and you can control the drip for acclimating your fish to the system. It's only like a couple bucks. You can probably find one online or at a fish store or something. I think I got mine off of Amazon or Doctors Foster and Smith.com for theirs. And I think just look for a acclimator drip line, and it should be able to find this piece. But anyways, yeah, so basically what you got is you stick that in there. This inside tube needs to be lower than the bottom of that for it to properly work and get the most out of it. Mine's about even with it, which works too. Really all the most it does is it sets the water line in the tank. So if you want to be able to get the most out of your tank, you set it as low as you can get it, without setting it too far down, because you might have problems with debris, but I haven't had a problem yet. And it'll set the water line in your tank. Once it gets below that line, the siphon will break. But anyways, you just suck all the air out through this hole and then close it off and make sure it's airtight, and that keeps the siphon pulling the water constantly down through there, and the chickens can drink out of that. And then I just have these chicken nipples here. I'm not gonna stick my hands in there because that rooster will go after me, but got the chicken nipples down there. I'm sure you guys have all seen those working. And what I did recently, just today actually, which I didn't think to record, but what I did is I bought the heat cable that wraps around pipes to keep pipes from freezing, and I just kind of loosely, well, not loosely, but wrapped it around the PVC pipe all the way up through here, all the way up to this point in here, and that's going to keep my pipe from freezing. I also have a heater inside the water tank to keep the water tank from freezing. I got it set real low, so once it hits like 40 it'll kick on, because I don't need to be using electricity to keep it like to 70 degrees. As long as it stays around 40, it's not going to freeze. Obviously freezing's 32, but I just want to keep it a little bit higher. And inside I have a power strip inside there, and it just has 6 outlets, and I have the heater connected to that. I have my lights inside connected to that, as well as now the heat cable, and that runs this way, and there's a reason I ran it this way and the plug's on this end instead of this opposite end, because the sensor is at the plug end, unfortunately, and my dad set his system up last year with my help, and what he did is he ended up with the plug up here, and it stays warmer up here than it does down there. And so by the time that sensor up here had kicked on, it had already frozen a little down here. So I put my sensor down here in the coldest spot and just kind of ran the cord up through that way. I'll get a longer cord eventually to make it look a little neater and hide it behind the board here. But that's what I got for now. And that should keep it warm throughout the winter. And I also have this pipe insulation on here, and then since that stuff's foam, the chickens would peck at it and tear it up, so I just duct taped around it to keep them from pecking it out and tearing it up. And yeah, that's where we're at with that. Looks looks like I threw it together, but it'll get the job done, and it works real well. So if anybody needs to ever make a system like this, that's a good way to do it. I've never really had to refill the water. I mean, I do every once in a while, but I've never had to do it. I've always done it out of the want to do it, to make sure the fresh water's in there. But it prevents me from having to drag the hose down all the way up from the house up there down to here. And now I'm going to be able to keep it running through the winter. So if I have any problems with it this winter, I'll let you know. But my dad's worked fine when we set it up for his, so we'll see if this one will work fine too. And obviously in summer I'll just disconnect the electrical, which I do anyway, and it'll run fine. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. I want to show you this, but I added a little bit bigger run on, because the rooster keeps attacking me, and now he just keeps attacking me anyways. But so he's gonna probably be leaving us here shortly. But for the summer, and it works sometimes in the winter too, but I added solar lights, just them little stake ones you put in the pathway. I just added those, bought a little bit of wire, ran them inside, and they're up top, and they just provide a little bit of light inside there when it gets dark, if the light's not kicked on by the time that it actually gets dark, because it's it's getting dark pretty quick nowadays. But I just wanted to show you all the update on the water system and how it's running, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.